Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Did everyone have a good lunch? Awesome. So I know that the afternoon sessions are particularly difficult, so I'll try my best to keep you all awake. If we haven't met already, like Olga already introduced me, my name is Parul Sinha. I am a software engineering manager for Adobe. I manage developer community and our core releases. So that's me, and I'm super excited to be here today. and basically, before I dive in, I just want to set some tone about my presentation. You must have heard us saying that the best way to predict the future is to create it together. So in this talk, what I'm going to talk about is what are we working at Adobe to help you create next generation of e-commerce while fostering growth, innovation, and trust. I'm going to start with community contributions processing. So we actually receive a lot of code contributions for Magento Open Source in the form of pull requests. So there are a lot of pull requests currently submitted by the community. And what we did is we came up with a process or an initiative called community-led prioritization. So in order to process those pull requests efficiently, we put this process in place. So what is this process? Basically, we ask the community, you tell us what we should work on in terms of all those pull requests that are open. The process is actually super simple. We ask people to log into their GitHub account, take a look at the open pull requests that we have, place a thumbs up reaction on the pull request that you like, that you want to be incorporated into our open source code base. Just put a thumbs up reaction there. What we do at our end, we open up voting window each month. Sometimes we also open up the voting window twice a month. So when the voting window ends, what we do is we sort the pull request on the basis of the thumbs up reactions that it received, and then we pick a batch of about 10 to 15 pull requests, depending upon how much we can process at that time. And we add a purple label that you see up on screen called community picked on those pull requests. So we have a dashboard that you can see up here. This is a publicly accessible dashboard. On this dashboard, you can see all the progress that we are making with all those community picked pull requests. And because we feel that this process should be transparent, we also publish a monthly update on the progress of these picked pull requests. So you would see if you have subscribed to our devlogs, and I'll talk about it in just a second, but every month we are publishing this report. So this will let you know the progress that we are making on our end. And we have been running this initiative for a while now. And I'm really happy to share with you that as of now, we have processed over 300 pull requests under this initiative. And majority of them, the contribution, like the functionalities that came with this pull request, majority of them have already been made available to the community in the form of our beta releases. So, like I mentioned, that this process is based on collaboration from the community. And we published this monthly progress report, but where do you find this report? So basically, you would find it under our dev blogs on community forum. You need to subscribe to that. That's where we publish, and also we post out messages. There's a Magento Open Source Slack channel. Again, I would show you in just a little bit. So we also publish the announcement that the monthly public progress report is ready for your view. So that's how you can see it. Another thing I want to mention is that starting November of last year, we added this Hall of Fame section to our monthly report. And in this section, we feature and celebrate our contributors whose code contribution made it into that month. So if their pull request got merged in that particular month, we feature them in our monthly published report. So as you can see that this process is super simple, right? I mean, all you got to do It's just you need to upvote. But it's actually very powerful because that's how you get a say in Magento Open Source roadmap. You decide, you as a community decide what gets in the Magento Open Source roadmap. I would also like you to take a look at our top contributors and maintainers for 2024. Please join me in congratulating them because they spend their valuable time, energy, expertise, and they also engage on GitHub, right? I mean, through code contributions, code reviews, they engage in discussions. So I'm really happy to share this list with you, our top contributors and maintainers for 2024. Big shout out to them and congratulations to them. Let's talk about a little bit about our upcoming releases. So our schedule for 2025 is up on Experience League, and we, the release team, are super excited about next week because on February 11th, we are going to release Adobe Commerce 248 Beta 2 along with the security patches. And in April, we are looking forward to releasing Adobe Commerce 248. So if you have been following our beta releases, like for 248, we did release beta 1 back in October, and in February, we are releasing beta 2. So if you have been following our beta releases, I mean, they're a great way to preview and access the performance, security, compliance improvements, community contributions before the GA. And the security patches that we release, they are actually super lightweight, easy to apply, but they are very, very important in keeping your store secure and compliant. We also publish all these release schedules well in advance because we want to give you time to plan for your upgrade, and we also recommend always to be on the latest Adobe Commerce version to have the best experience of your store and also to keep it secure and compliant. I would like you to take a look at some additional developer resources that we have. We recently launched this new Adobe certification portal. So whether you're just starting your certification path or you're an expert, I would still request you to check this portal out because this is one stop where you can see all the Adobe Commerce certifications listed as well as the available courses. Because like you know, right, I mean, certifications are a great way to show your expertise and also advance in your career. So, and one more thing I want to mention, certifications are valid for 2 years and most of the certifications can be renewed free of charge. So I really request everybody check out this new portal and check out the resources that we have on certifications and courses. I'll be very happy to take your feedback to the certifications team. Another one, it's been a while since we rehomed our beloved Dev Docs, right? So I just wanted to take a moment to talk about if you're looking for documentation, where to find that. And documentations are an integral part of our platform, right? So all developer-focused documentation, such as architecture guide, coding standards, contributor guides, APIs, they are all hosted on developer.adobe.com. And the guide on Experience League is intended for merchants and system administrations, and they cover topics that will help you enable a basic store. So this is how we have divided the documentation. Another thing is that our commerce documentations are collaborative in nature, meaning they are based on open source principles. So you can not only rate the content usefulness, but you can also contribute to the documentation as GitHub pull requests. Our Adobe documentation team is led by Jeff Matthews, and his team monitors the issues that are logged on for documentation or any contribution that has been made on a regular basis. So if you have any feedback or anything that you would want to convey to him, I think he'll be very happy to hear from you. If you have not subscribed to our newsletters yet, I would highly recommend you doing so. If you could go to forum and under news and announcements, we publish newsletters. So until last year, we were doing it monthly. Starting 2025, we'll be doing a quarterly newsletter. But these newsletters are a great way to stay up to date with all things commerce happening at Adobe. And I did mention about the blogs and the Slack channel. So these are two additional resources that I would suggest everybody to take advantage of. So the community-led prioritization report that I mentioned, the monthly report, we publish it as a dev blog on the community forum. And whenever we open up the voting window or when the blog is published, all those communications go out on the Slack, the Magento Open Source Slack workspace. Under that, there's an announcement tab, channel. That's where we post all the updates. So I, again, highly recommend if you are not on this Magento Open Source Slack workspace, please join and also subscribe to the blog posts on the community forum. Okay, with that, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. So speaking of innovations, at Adobe, we have redefined the e-commerce storefront. I would like you to take a look at our offering, the new offering for Adobe Commerce Storefront, powered by Edge Delivery Service and our plug-and-play micro front-ends that we called Commerce Drop-in Components. How many of you have heard about Edge Delivery Service and Commerce Drop-in Components? Just one? Okay, good. Then two, okay. Then I think it's definitely worth it to talk about. So the new Edge Delivery Service that we have that uses JavaScript for customization and integrations. And that's why it eliminates the need for any specialized framework or tooling. Another advantage of Edge Delivery Services is that it supports document-based authoring, meaning it works really well with SharePoint and Google Drive documents. So that provides rapid content creation, editing, and deployment power, right? Another benefit of Edge Delivery Service is it's usable across channels. So if you attended Ritesh's session this morning, Experience Cloud has like a number of products, right? So with Edge Delivery, you can reuse the things, the contents across the channels. And also this can be delivered as HTML or JSON files. Let's take a look at this storefront powered by Edge Delivery Service and Commerce Drop-ins. So what are Commerce Drop-ins? Drop-ins are basically full-featured, domain-specific shopping components, and they are designed for integration through APIs. So this would basically include the functional user interfaces for commerce pages like product details, shopping carts, checkout flows, like that. And these drop-in components, they are released as modular JavaScript libraries via NPM. So that helps with ensuring compatibility and stability, right? And also, I don't know if I mentioned, semantic versioning. So that's another advantage of that. Plus, they are web framework agnostic. So they can be integrated into any website using standard JavaScript and CSS. If you're wondering how these components talk to each other, how they work, so they communicate with each other via event bus. Again, that provides so much flexibility to developers. They can just subscribe to these events and then they can customize their store however they want. To help developers hit the ground running, we have built Edge Delivery Services for Commerce Boilerplate. So what is this boilerplate actually? This offers a pre-integrated and functional end-to-end storefront. So the developers can use this as a ground zero to build their project. These boilerplates come natively integrated with all e-commerce pages like cart and checkout. So basically, as a developer, all you need to do is you can have this as a ground zero, and then you can configure and restructure the composition layer, and then you can customize it the way you want. Pretty powerful. Check it out if you haven't already. So if you're interested in exploring more Adobe Commerce capabilities, I highly recommend checking out developer.adobe.com because it is one stop for all Adobe Commerce technology, documentation, certifications, developer playground, code sample repositories. There's so much more. So do check it out. Okay, I'm seeing the same thing. Right. So like I mentioned that on developer.adobe.com, if you go to the home page, hold on. Okay, there's something with my synchronization. I think it's fine. So from the developer homepage, you could navigate to our Commerce API playground. It provides you hands-on experience to learn more about commerce services. Basically, you can select query buttons. There are predefined queries. So you can select the query buttons, and then you can customize them to explore these APIs in great detail. Again, this is very powerful if you're interested in knowing more about commerce services and the APIs that are available. So I highly recommend that. The next one, we also have code samples. So we all know, right, as developers, we learn more from the code. The more you see, the more you observe, the more you learn. So check out the code sample repositories that we have. These samples, they have documentation and extensive comments. So developers can directly learn from the code. Another thing I wanted to touch base was our partner programs. So as an Adobe Commerce partner, you can help merchants to innovate their commerce solutions. And along the way, you get access to tools and resources that can really help you putting your best foot forward. So on the partner program, we have two types. One, a solution partner program. So solution partner program will help you grow your career, your people, your business. We provide training and support for your teams to sell, market, and implement Adobe Commerce solution for a joint customer success. So the tiers that you see here, regardless of the tiers, right, you will find benefit and support for your company to grow. Check out this solution partner program if you haven't already. The second type of program that we have for partners is the technology partner program. These are more designed towards independent software vendors who build unique integrations and solutions for Adobe Commerce. So our technology partners, they build with, extend, and support Adobe Commerce solutions to help customers accelerate their digital transformation journey. You would see, if you have taken a look at Commerce Marketplace, Adobe Commerce Marketplace, you would see a lot of technology partners over there. So again, I would highly recommend that you check out these two partner programs that we have because obviously, regardless of the tiers, there's a lot of benefit to these. The last thing that I want to touch upon today is Adobe Summit. So anybody went to Summit last year? No. Okay. So preparations are at full swing for Adobe Summit next month. Summit is actually more than a conference. There'll be exciting keynotes, there'll be live demos, networking opportunities, actually so much more to get inspired. And there's actually several exciting announcements that we have planned for commerce that will happening at Summit this year. If you're pressed on time, there's also an online version of it, so highly recommend to check that out. And I forgot to mention that there will be sessions and 10 plus commerce, like lab sessions, hands-on lab sessions, and 10 plus commerce related breakout sessions. So if you haven't already, please register today. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for your time and for being here. It's always a pleasure to be, to meet this community. I will be at the Adobe booth for the rest of the time. I'll be at the dinner. I'll be also at the after party. So hit me up if you have anything that you want to discuss about Adobe, what we are doing, anything. Thank you all once again. Enjoy the rest of the conference.